Number 7, we want to take the area bounded between these two curves and then revolve it about the y-axis. Now I've drawn these two curves, so before we can set up the integral, we need to find where these two curves intersect, right? So we can find the boundaries of this area. So to find that, we just set these curves equal to each other. So we say that x squared is equal to 6x minus 2x squared. So I'm just going to bring everything over to the left, and then that becomes plus 2x squared on the left. So 3x squared minus 6x is equal to 0. I'm going to factor out the 3x. That gives me x minus 2 is equal to 0. So here I can see that x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2, which are these 2 points here. And that gives us the boundary, right? So we can already set the boundaries. It goes from 0 to 2. Our volume is... And then we'll think about, we're going to revolve it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this height that goes from the orange curve minus the green curve, like so, and then we're going to revolve it about the y-axis, like this. So when we revolve it, we're actually going to form a really thin cylinder. And when we open it, it's like taking a sheet of paper that was curled around the y-axis, and this gives us an area, right? So basically the volume is going to be the sum of all these areas as they get revolved around the y-axis, like so. So sometimes if we would be like down here, we would have a smaller one and so on, right? Actually, I'm going to erase that or it's going to get confusing. So we can see here that the volume is going to be the sum of all these areas from 0 to 2. And now I put ax dx because these areas here, they depend on x, right? As we move on the x-axis, this height here is going to get smaller and smaller, and then the base is going to get bigger and bigger. So all we have to do here is to find an expression for this area, and then we can integrate. So let's think about this. Well, the base of the area, the base here is just going to be the circumference, right? It's the circumference of my circle. And the circumference of any circle is given by 2 pi r. And we can see here that basically the radius is going to be, it's going to go from 0 to wherever this is on the x-axis, right? It's just some value of x. As I move on my x-axis, that value is going to give me my radius. So because it is centered at the origin, it's pretty easy. It's just 2 pi x for my radius, right? And now let's think about my height. Well, my height here is, this little section in purple is basically this length here. That's the area between beneath the orange curve minus the area beneath the green curve, right? I'm going to zoom that in. If we take this thing right here, and then which is the area beneath the orange curve, and we subtract this tinier part, we're just going to be left with this section right here. So let me remove, because I drew too many things. Let me remove that. Okay. So as we can see here, this little section is just the area beneath the orange curve minus the area beneath the green curve, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go the area beneath the orange, so that's 6x minus 2x squared, and then minus the area beneath the green curve, which is minus x squared. And this, let's simplify that out. This is just 6x minus 2x squared minus x squared minus 3x squared. Therefore, I should have done this with the darker color. Therefore, our area is equal to base times height, right? Which is equal to, the base is 2 pi x times the height, which is 6x minus 3x squared. And I'm just going to distribute that x. So that is 6x squared minus 3x cubed. So once I have an expression, for the area, which is this thing here, I can just put it in my integral, right? So I'm ready to integrate. Therefore, my volume is equal to the integral from 0 to 2, because we saw that those are the boundaries. 2 pi, I'm going to put it outside because it's a constant. And then inside we get that 6x squared minus 3x cubed, and all of this times dx. So when we integrate this, we get 2 pi times, let's see, that's 6x cubed over 3 minus 3x to the power of 4 over 4, and all of this from 0 to 2, and that is 2 pi. 6 divided by 3 is just 2. So 2 times x to the power of 3, that gives us, let's see, 2 times 8, so that gives us 16, minus 2 to the power of 4 is 16, divided by 4 is 4, times 3 is 12. So in the end, we get 2 pi, 16 minus 12 is equal to 4. So our volume is going to be equal to 8 pi. And that's what we get when we take this area and we revolve it about the y-axis.